Welcome to Cameron House Marina. I'm Ruben from Marine Sales Scotland. This is our 2017 Quicksilver 855 weekend. Supplied by us brand new, she's diesel powered with a single Mercury 260 horsepower 3 litre V6 inboard engine. Just machine polished and anti-filled for the season ahead, her underwater gear is in immaculate condition thanks to our fastidious 2 previous owners and our in-house preparation team. Teak has been reconditioned and the boat has been fully detail valeted. A number of the key features that allowed this to be our brand new bestseller start under the floor. It's an inboard diesel engine. That gives us the go anywhere factor, and it also gives us increased fuel efficiency over twin outboards or even a single outboard. Now with a 400 litre tank, you don't need to stop at every port to top up your range, and then we don't have the distribution issues that you have with petrol. Almost every single seafaring port or marina will have diesel readily available. Also then, we get this huge configurable aft cockpit arrangement for you to enjoy the sun. You can turn this into a day bed. You then have 4 deck cushions out onto the bow. For people who are pretty conscious about mooring in a tight berth, you then have access all the way out through the starboard side and a slightly shorter walk round just over here on the port. We'll come on to that later. Now when you're done with your cruising, you're done being out here in the sunshine, you nip inside, you can slide the glass sliding patio doors over, you have diesel heating in here, you have 2 separate well appointed cabins, and then also your wet head as well. Now at the back, this is genuine teak in the cockpit, also outside on the swim platform. The lazarette is big enough in here to house a deflated tender and also a 3.5 horsepower Mercury. Underneath there is the fuel tank. More storage up on the port side and also towards the back of the boat. We'll show you that later on when we get into the engine bay. All the cushions for the foredeck will also fit in there if you don't want to bring your tender. Or if your tender's inflated, you can move this section forward and that will accommodate an inflated tender just behind. Now we'll show you what that looks like. We take this cushion away, you can see there are deadbolts on either side. We pull the section forward. Big enough space to have an inflated tender. You may just want to get 2 deck chairs out here, a captain's table as well, and you can sit and enjoy the vista behind you. Next up, we can slide this all the way back, drop in a table if you fancy something to eat. It's long enough to land a Boeing 777 on, but notice this, pay attention to this, they've curved the edge here of the table, and that means that you can walk in through here into the wheelhouse without bashing your legs off of any sharp corners. The texture of it as well, it's non-skid, it's grippy, and it's got a matte effect, so that means if you are having anything to eat or drink out here, someone wellies the throttle or you're under propulsion, things shouldn't fall over and spill all over you. Then what we do, we put the table down, put 2 smaller stilts underneath, and it turns this into your sunbathing area. We've got 2 excellent areas to enjoy the sun. If it shines from the 6 o'clock aperture, you can be out here and enjoy the weather. If it then shines from the 12 o'clock position, you can sit up front in the marina and you can enjoy the weather as well. This is very much, this back area is a lot more orientated around families, thanks to the height of the superstructure. If you've got little ones, you can shut that door across and you can know and relax with peace of mind knowing that they're safe at the back here. We'll get this away and we'll move on with the rest of the boat. Final cockpit features, they include our rod holders on either side. We have our transom hot and cold shower just located in there, battery isolators, fuel shut off, and then also our overboard discharge macerator button, they live in there. White down spotlight and blue LEDs as well, each of those independently controlled. And then we have our Fusion Bluetooth stereo system that lives on out here. You can control between being outside or inside, so if you have neighbours in close proximity like we do here, you don't want to annoy them, you can change it so the music only comes inside here and down in the forward cabin. What makes these boats probably the best seller, more so than the diesel engine, is the glass sliding patio doors. It gives you that home away from home. When the weather turns, you can come in here, completely shut yourself off to the elements and look at the condition of this one. All the marine leather in absolutely A1 grade condition, no nicks, no tears on it at all. They then made this in the 905, they made this a suede cloth, which is a lot less popular. This is a lot softer to the touch, and remember, you spill something on it, you can wipe it off. It's nice and simple. So underneath the cocktail sign, if we remove that, we've got our smooth worktop. That is on a hinge, lifts up, reveals 2 gas burners. Splash deflector there, you can see on the wood, that's mirrored. Then take away the worktop, we have our hot and cold molded in sink, hot water calorifier on board, and then also you get hot water from the engines. There's a recess in there so you can put sauces, condiments, instant coffee down there. And then if you're connected to the 230 volt shore power, or you have a portable generator with you, plug in onto that and you can use that to boil a kettle. Recently everyone seems to be in the mood for air fryers, so you will get an air fryer on that worktop there. Underneath, well, we continue with the galley. We have our fridge, small freezer compartment fitted to that as well. Very clean microwave. And then just on by, Fusion stereo control, speaker selector to select between inside and outside, and then your 230 volt panel. Things like your microwave, your water heater, your outlets and your battery charger are all controlled from that. Storage in here, and more storage in these two lockers as well. Now, despite the fact that it is technically inside, you can bring the outside in. You open up the top hatch, look at all the glass surrounding us here in the saloon. That window will open, then you can open the sliding patio door as well if you want access out onto the bow. Well, we're stood here, we'll focus on the helm, and these always come very well appointed when we spec them. This one was supplied by us brand new, so we always give them roughly the same spec because there's a lot of features that you must have for a boat like this. That includes fly-by-wire electric controls. We then have our trim tabs, Mercury Smartcraft gauges. Boat has just run under 90 hours. A remote controlled spotlight control, that is up on the roof. Electric windlass, bow thruster, and then our Simrad touchscreen plotter with echo, with chart, with side scan, the full lot. You can also then link into all your instruments, and that will tell you exactly what the temperature is of the engine, the oil pressure, your eco GPS, so that will tell you how many miles per litre you're getting as well. And then just above we have our Icom VHF radio. We will get out onto the bow later on. Let's turn around and just quickly shift our focus to the saloon area. We've got storage underneath this compartment here, storage underneath that one as well. Our Wallace diesel fired heating system, that control is here, and the actual heater unit is down within that pillar. If we remove the anchor, then we can see how the table's bifolding. It will just open out, and that means everyone has something to lean on. You can put your food, your plates on that. We take it away, there is actually quite a bit that we can do with this. On a swivel hinge is the filler that connects both of the facing bench seats into one big U shape. So that is very, very much ideal if you want to sit here and it is movie night. You want to put something on the telly. You can then take it one step further. Underneath the bed is a space for this filler cushion. That gives the kids somewhere to sleep if they want to sleep out here and watch a movie while they nod off. It also gives you the capacity to sleep 6 people, 2 in the forward, 2 in the aft, and then 2 here as well. The final setting is in the forward facing bench seat. That gives us 2 in the back here, 2 here, a grab rail in case the captain's driving a little bit erratically, and then you'll get another here clearly on the helm. So that's 5 sets of eyes, all facing out, looking forward in the direction of travel, looking towards your onward destination. We'll take a final look from up here in the corner, take one sweep and look back. And let's move on. Excellent. So moving down into the accommodation, we're 3 steps down, teak and holly flooring, still storage underneath both these compartments here. Now we're in the atrium. Straight away on the starboard side we have the heads compartment. Pump flush sea toilet, waste tank fitted to the boat. You also have overboard discharge. The seat comes down so that if you do use the shower, which pulls out of there, clips onto here, also doubles as a tap. It means that the toilet doesn't get absolutely soaking wet, so people can still use it after someone's had a shower. You've got ventilation there, and then you've got mirrors here. That bulkhead one is fixed, the top section. The bottom section here you can slide open, both sides will slide, and then in here we have a European plug to charge an electric toothbrush or an electric shaver. Into the forward cabin. Now this is likely going to be the master because of access to it. However, the bed in the aft, believe it or not, is actually slightly wider. Access round is good. You can get about halfway around the bed. You'll see that there's a filler cushion in the middle, so we can actually remove that and the bed will slide backwards and forwards depending on how tall you are and also how tight you find the cabin. It is pretty good space wise, but some people want to open that all the way up. You've got loads of dresses, loads of jackets. You can get them in your hanging locker storage better if you have the bed pushed that little way back. But with it in, you can still Open this up, underneath that reveals a huge locker under the bed. It's out of the way, but access is so easy because the bed's on gas rams. So you can see you can let that go nice and gently and it doesn't slam shut. Speaker system in here, 12 volt and also two 30 volt sockets. Claustrophobia, you shouldn't suffer from it in here because we've got this huge great skylight that goes into the saloon. Another escape hatch there with a mosquito net if you want to open that up for ventilation at night time, and then these panoramic frameless hull side windows. Sliding door. It does work as a bit of a space saver, and then we've got diesel warm air heating coming in here to keep you nice and warm during those winter months. Again, full standing headroom as we go into the aft cabin. You've got a big skylight here, so this area, this well, is perfect for someone wanting to get changed. Maybe you're not part of the family here, you're just a friend and you want your own privacy. You can get changed in here. You've got your own storage in this locker here. And we've got overspill seating and also a 12 volt socket. We can then just pull the headrest back. Both of them are the same, and that will reveal storage in behind there up against the hull, and we've got more storage underneath the mattresses. But look at the size of this. The bed is actually bigger than that of the forward cabin. It's nearly full beam, but just up there some of the boat's electrical systems. If you have two singles staying on this rather than a couple, you can remove the centre partition, and that gives you your two singles and a small divider. And then second to last, the penultimate thing is the propulsion unit. So there it is, our Mercury 260 horsepower V6 3 litre TDI. 83.2 hours run, absolutely nothing, the vast majority of which have been on fresh water. You can see you've got fishing rod holders up at the back. That's your fresh water tank. Your waste tank is on the other side for counterbalance, but as you can see, there is plenty of storage space here if you wanted to get some items in there. We'll finish up showing you how easy it is just to simply navigate round, pop out, and then that's you up on the bow. So we've got our electric anchor winch with chain and rope combination. There's foot pedals, foot controls for it there, and then a huge glorious big sun deck. Looking back, you see the rails, grab rails on either side, the rails and the runners for the sunroof, spotlight, antenna, and then our all-round white light. Walk round on the port side is slightly smaller than that of the starboard. You can still get round there and hang off the side if you need to get fenders or ropes. It's just great to have the option, because on so many boats like this, sports cruisers, you don't have any option at all. I'm Ruben from Marine Sail Scotland, where fun in the water begins.